Be in the know with unlimited access to IBJ and Inside Indiana Business. Our in-depth coverage of all things business means you'll always be completely in the know. Subscribe for just $1 a week. Get started now at ibj.com/trial offer.
This is Inside Indiana Business Radio on demand for Monday, November 17th, 2025. I'm Gary Dick. Elanco Animal Health CEO Jeff Simmons says the planned OneHealth Innovation District in downtown Indianapolis can be a transformational development for Indiana, and says the support of the corporate and academic communities is one reason it will be successful.
Two of the top R1 universities that we talked about today are winning in most every category in the science area, chemistry area, and biology. That's where it all starts. You need the young talent. You need to be an attractor of talent and then keep it here in the state. We know that's a key component. But what I really think is critical is you've got three of the top leaders. OneHealth crosses human, plant, and animal. And Indiana is home of three of the largest companies, leaders, and growing. We all three of us have momentum like we've probably never had in our company's history.
The parent of First Bank Richmond has announced an agreement to acquire Frankfort-based the Farmers Bank Corp., the parent of the Farmers Bank, in an all-stock deal valued at $82 million. Upon closing, Farmers Bank Corp. will merge with and into Richmond Mutual. Richmond Mutual CEO Gary Clear described the combination as the beginning of a strong and promising future. Franciscan Health Indianapolis has announced plans to build a new $60 million, 40-bed inpatient rehabilitation hospital on its Southside campus to accommodate patients recovering from strokes, cardiac events, and brain injuries. The standalone facility, expected to be built over the next 2 years, will have the capacity to add another 20 beds in the future. From the state's #1 source for Indiana business news, you're listening to Inside Indiana Business Radio. Northeast Indiana is on the move, and the next big conversation is happening in Fort Wayne. Join business and community leaders at Innovate Northeast Indiana, a powerful afternoon of ideas, innovation, and insight. We're talking talent, technology, and transformation. And what's next for the region? Join us at the Grand Wayne Center Tuesday, November 18th for Innovate Northeast Indiana, part of the Innovate Indiana series presented by Indiana University and Old National Bank. RSVP now at ibj.com/innovate. After months of speculation and pressure from the Trump administration, Indiana Senate President Pro Tem Rod Bray announced Friday his chamber will not consider redistricting.
In a written statement, Bray said Senate Republicans do not have enough votes to move forward with redistricting and will not reconvene next month to discuss it. Both the House and Senate were expected to start the 2026 legislative session early on December 1st to take up the issue after Governor Mike Braun issued the call for a special session on October 27th. Mid-decade redistricting has been a recent focus of President Donald Trump's administration, which hopes the effort would bolster Republicans' chances of maintaining control of the U.S. House of Representatives in the 2026 midterm elections. Indiana's congressional delegation is currently a 7-2 Republican majority. Those who supported redrawing new maps had hoped to turn that into a 9-0 Republican advantage. In a statement Friday, Braun chastised those legislatures who no longer plan to convene. He said, quote, "Hoosiers deserve to know where their elected officials stand on important issues," end quote. Instead of meeting in December as previously planned, Bray's office says the Senate will convene for Organization Day on Tuesday, typically regarded as the ceremonial start of the legislative session. After that, Bray said the Senate will recess and meet again January 5th. It's unclear whether the House will still convene. Alex Brown, Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Indiana revenue collections failed to surpass the most recent estimates in October. The Indiana State Budget Agency says general fund revenues last month totaled just under $1.5 billion, nearly $50 million lower than the April 2025 forecast. October collections, however, were 6.8% higher than the same month in 2024. This is Gary Dick for Inside Indiana Business Radio on demand.
I'm Tiffany Souter, mom of four, wife, entrepreneur, and host of the Life of And podcast. For years, I built my life with brute force, a successful business, a growing family, and absolutely zero margin. I was tired, snappy, and felt constantly behind, and I was too afraid to admit it. Everything changed when I stopped trying to do more and started building systems that actually worked for my real life. If you too are craving more peace, more presence, and just more time for you, I'd love for you to join me on the Life of And. Subscribe now on your favorite podcast app or listen at ibjpodcast.com.
On the go? So are we. Get the IBJ Media app, your all-in-one news source for Indiana business news. Get breaking news alerts, read every story from IBJ, Inside Indiana Business, and the Indiana Lawyer, and listen to your favorite podcasts all in one place. Big news, small screen. Search IBJ Media and download the app today.